The Nature Story Musee's largest renowned inhabitant is on round, and the crowd's collection to see crazy propose a dino-loving case house far of dead. But which explains the innards level charm for fated reptiles of that we are separate by millions of year. Go and say hi to crazy, says the man in the live video. On how invite, the school children come a chamber and choke at a bone. They are in awe and their response is nice. More than rather than 22,000 tickets were snapped up on the first day of produce for the Birmingham stopping, addition to the 153,000 human beings who attended for Crazy's Remain in Dorset. Amongst the school students is 9-year-old Zada Ismail. He's almost as high as the rooftop, she says. I loving dinosaurs. I love looking at the history. But for other, on to training aide Carol Caseman, he's on since the there and currently, he's fair shiny. This family were fair so agitated while they saw Crazy for the at first period. Never reason, later, Harry and Meghan or the throw of loving Isle, the new, see it, how he looks at her is schoolboys swooning for femurs and tailcoat. But he's the looking how reveals our instance of dinosaur love to be a interesting a. At museums, we see skulls, yet skulls how are blank. And he's close the void, among packed lunches and selfie sticks, how a fun exchanging, or non-exchange, occurs. Since he's not so lot the earth how period forgot as the dino how we forgot, the factual beings how one day excited such bones. In every displayed bone comes sight, but the pet to that it belongs is invisible and unidentified. On to academia Dr. Will Tattersdill, he's the how underpins and devotion both of laminated and profound rooted. Dinosaurs, he says, are anywhere and they're anywhere, and how's enchanting. The College of Birmingham lecture specializes in how scientific is reflecting in publication and famous civilization and is investigation the public story of dinosaurs, how is our relation in them with their opening. In August, he will offer a say in Frontline of Crazy, a dress which goes on in our minds while we sense the dinosaur thrill. There's how he thinks the anywhere, dinosaurs are on grass boxes, they're on families' clothing, and the anywhere, their corpse, job on us, this reality dinosaurs are dead makes them its. A dino can't subject to our explanation. They're ductile, unavailable but order following to us, a successful and fail, terrible and encouraging. The duality is a actual portion of it. They give along these concepts, secret and fact in quite area in among to do which we love. Down there's a range but a shut range, and he's a range we monitoring. He's not Dr. Tattersdill's just concept on which's departure on, widely, he sees three interrelated shavings, but he's one how sees him get future rather than several, amongst them Michael Crichton, on whose Roman Steven Spielberg relying Jura Garden, a movie in a 4 continuation now game in cinemas. Few human beings if any include made more than rather than the deceased writer to violate dinosaurs culture permanent above the history 25-year, so slight miracle he requested to aware the reason of their durable popular, especially which was departure on in our minds, the psychological of the charm. In reality, Crichton discarded more than rather than he found. He did know, for copy, believe it was a kid item, conclusion the charm to be constant, complementary of vogue, and overall in family and adults like. He was as well skeptical of dinosaurs amount creature over the circulation, discount to any feeling of painful curious, affection, or nature story malevolence above their death. Little dinosaurs, he found, commanded as lot concern as the big, in dinosaurs made days a cunning conception for guys who asked to see them at the zoological. So in the late, he wrote, I solved I fair dong t know it. And I dong t trust nobody does. Dr. Tattersdill wastes the identical concepts as Crichton, but yet thinks he can barn several lighting on our loving for their and not their beasts, and it might be partially to do in such double interests, scientific and publication, that at first audio and hardly mixture. They're normally mind of as contradictory, he says, yet they're helpful for dinosaurs since you cannot include the concept of them out of scientific and civilization. Because Crichton deliberate scientific and helping do the civilization, Dr. Tatterstill considers both of at one day, the jawbone finds advantage the writers, DNA and the filmmakers, death and the guy's pajamas. Djurgården's writer, he might tell, did not believe quite on his own job, or which we, as civilization's consumer, give to the side of the stance, he fans out to believe more than on our enthusiasm. He thinks on nostalgic. But it is a specific type, a rotated up to 11 type. There, intoxicating factors unite for a rush downward ram alley. How comes in not at a private standard, but a kind wide A. Dinosaurs indicate a strong desire for the history, Dr. Tatterstill says. To the profound history of the land, but as well as own infancy and eventually, 19th age story while dinosaurs became portion of humane civilization. Dinosaurs let you expertise both of humane civilization and nature story. And house a really wealthy item. Else element is to do in the hyphen to museums for bones, quite rather than Lake Cape in its whispering of the residing. Nessie is a conception on that we can get dizzy, but time outdoor to theoretical, it fares worst for testimony. But the crazy sounding monsters roaming the land? How happened? The uncommon clash of the fabulous and reality, the mad and the evidenced, is, Dr. Tatterstill thinks, appealing to us. And it is the in rotate, he says, how feeds behind in how duality seems spotty, the there and not there, the secret and fact, among that the channel for property are painted. He's a position, later, not fair on the demonstrable footprints but the mark we select to let them keep on us, how time dinosaurs are facts, they as well occur in heads, they are in concept, cleanly figurative, Dr. Tatterstill says, or strongly research. Dinosaurs are at one day very unrealistic and incredibly real. And although they one day controlled the land, they own to us in a stormy go-on of I'll be everything you wish me to constitute. Currently, isn't how thing we can get our gearing in?